Hi there! The melodic minor scale is the most awkward sounding minor scale of the three most used families, which are the natural minor scale, the harmonic minor scale, and of course the melodic minor scale. Now in film music, the melodic minor scale is often used to create a film noir sound or a haunted, tense sound. And in jazz, fusion and rock, you can use this scale to create a little bit of an outside sound, which can color your licks for a more interesting and deeper sophisticated sound. And believe it or not, there are even some pop songs that utilize this scale. The scale was also used in classical music, but in a slightly different way from what we are used to nowadays. But we're going to see that later on in the video. So let's start exploring the scale and get some understanding of the aspects of this beautiful, unique scale. How we walk this way. First we'll learn something about the minor scale. Then we'll explore the structure of the melodic minor scale and the difference in use in classical music. Then we see how to practice the scale best, and we see the chords and harmony in the melodic minor scale. Useful arpeggios we're going to use and how to use them in the melodic minor, how to use the melodic minor scale, the arpeggios. Then we see the modes of the melodic minor scale, and we're going to use them, of course. And we will see well-known songs that use the melodic minor scale. And we end with a conclusion. Now there are a lot of minor scales out there, like the double harmonic minor, Neapolitan minor, Dorian scale, Locrian scale, and so on and so on. Still, there are three common minor scales with their own set of modes. Those are the natural minor scale, the harmonic minor scale, and the melodic minor scale. Now the last two minor scales, the harmonic minor and the melodic minor, are derived from the mother of all minor scales, the natural minor scale. Now there are other minor scales with modes, like the double harmonic minor and the harmonic major scale, for instance. But we will concentrate on the three most used scales. Now the formulas for these three scales are as follows. The natural minor scale is built from a whole tone, a semitone, a whole tone, a whole tone, semitone, whole tone, and a whole tone. The harmonic minor scale is built from a whole tone, a semitone, a whole tone, a whole tone, a semitone, a minor third, and a semitone. The melodic minor scale is built from a whole tone, semitone, whole tone, whole tone, whole tone, whole tone, and a semitone. Now as you can see, the scales are all the same up to the fifth interval. But after that, things change. The harmonic minor scale, for instance, is a natural minor scale with a major seventh, creating a large gap in the form of a minor third between the 6th and 7th degree. Now the reason is because it creates a leading tone to the tonic, and this creates a stronger major 5th degree. And this fixes the lack of gravity of the natural minor scale towards the tonic. Now the melodic minor, and our subject of today's video, was invented to fix this awkward minor third gap in the harmonic minor scale. This strange minor third interval makes it hard to write a decent sounding melody. So that's why composers raised the 6th note to a major 6th. And this resulted in a scale with a stronger gravity towards the tonic and without that awkward gap between the 6th and 7th degree, and made it more useful to write melody lines. Now we could explore the difference in sounds of the three scales by playing the three scales over the same minor chord. And let's do this over the A minor chord for didactic reasons. A minor scale over A minor. The harmonic minor scale over A minor. A melodic minor scale over A minor. Now do you notice that this melodic minor scale has a major touch to it? It starts as a minor scale, but then it seems to end in a major scale. And that ambiguous character makes the scale stand out from the others and gives it, among other reasons, its outside sound. Now, just like the major scale and the harmonic minor scale have their own set of intervals and their own set of modes, so has a melodic minor scale. The intervals, chords and modes of the melodic minor scale are therefore a family apart. We explore the specific intervals and chords and modes later on in this video. Well, we've seen the similarities and differences with the natural and harmonic minor scale in the previous section. Now let's look at some other ways to describe the melodic minor scale. Probably the best way to look at this melodic minor scale is to consider it a natural minor scale with a major 6th and a major 7th degree. We could hear the character of the melodic minor scale rather well by adding the two altered intervals, the major 6th and the major 7th, to the A minor chord, like this. Now, another way to look at the scale is to consider it to be a major scale with a minor 3rd. Now, this seems like a contradiction in termini. The major character is by default determined by the major 3rd. Now, if this is a minor 3rd, then there is a discrepancy. Anyway, many people do approach the scale like this. Again, we see the duality of the scale, minor with a touch of major. Now, it's safe to say this scale has a very remarkable combination of intervals. It equals to this ambiguous sound and mysterious sound. No wonder that the Hitchcock films are drenched in melodic minor sounds, like the theme of Hitchcock's Vertigo. In jazz and other modern styles, the melodic minor scale is used as a standalone scale, which is used during phrase or a melody, regardless if the melody ascends or descends, but this wasn't always the case. In classical music, composers use the melodic minor scale almost exclusively in an ascending direction. When the melody descended, the scale was replaced by the natural minor scale. Now, I hear some musicians say this is nonsense, and some say even it is bull to use this scale like that. But there was a good reason for that. Raised notes want to resolve upwards, which is fine in an ascending melody. The major 6th wants to ascend to the major 7th, and the major 7th obviously leads ascending with a strong leading semitone to the tonic. In a descending way, it's different. The melodic minor scale is reverted to the natural minor scale because you don't need those sharpened notes in a descending order. Another reason is that the scale in an ascending direction sounds immediately as a minor scale because of the minor 3rd, which is right at the beginning of the scale. But in descending way, the scale starts more like a major scale, and that was an undesired effect for composers in the classical era. Nowadays, the scale is always the same whether it is played ascending or descending, and it has some obvious advantages. When the soloist improvises and changes the scale from a melodic minor scale to a natural minor scale when descending, then the chord should also be changed, and that would be a problem for the rhythm section. Now, before we're going to look at how you can use this scale in a practical manner, we first have to nail it on the fretboard a bit to have something to start with. Now, to get a feel of the scale, you could use these approaches. Play the scale over one string against a minor chord. Play the scale in thirds over one string against a minor chord. Play simple one-octave box shapes of the scale. Play box shapes in one position over 6 strings. Play 3-note per string patterns of the scale. Play hexatonic shapes that have repetitive patterns. We'll omit the roots. Play pentatonic shapes, omitting the root and the fourth. Now, all of these concepts are perfect to master the melodic minor scale. So now we're familiarized with the patterns and shapes of the melodic minor scale, we can take the next step and look at the chords and harmony in the melodic minor scale. Now, to get a good sense of the sound of a melodic minor scale, we could familiarize ourselves with the remarkable chords in the scale. Let's see what triads we can construct with the notes of the melodic minor scale. Now, the tonic in the melodic minor scale is of course a minor chord. The chord on the second degree will also be a minor chord. On the third degree we'll find a dissonant augmented chord. And after that there are two major chords on the fourth and the fifth degree. They are followed by two dissonant diminished chords on the sixth and seventh degree. Now you can see that there are three dissonant chords in this scale, and that's a lot. And this is the reason why there are almost no pieces of music that use the scale throughout the whole duration of a musical composition. If we construct 7 chords, we'll get an even more daring sounding chords. The tonic chord is now a minor major 7 chord. It's a beautiful chord, but it's also a bit dissonant. The minor major 7/9 extension was used in the famous James Bond theme where Vic Flick plays this chord. The second degree is a minor 7 chord and the augmented triad becomes an augmented major 7 chord. The fourth and fifth degree become dominant 7 chords and the sixth and seventh degree both become diminished chords, half diminished chords to be exact. If you know what you are doing, you will be able to write awesome music by exclusively using this scale, but the lesser gods among us stick to use it for flavoring small parts of your composition improvisation. Now, let's play all the triad arpeggios in a row to get a feel for the sound of the melodic minor scale. And we do the same with the 7 chords. If we look again at the triad arpeggios, you can see that the tonic chord can be played as an extended chord by using the triad arpeggios of the third degree, the C♯5 chord, over an A minor chord, creating an A minor major 7 chord. And using the triad arpeggios of the fifth degree, the E chord, over an A minor chord, creating a beautiful A minor major 9 chord. And the triad arpeggio of the sixth degree, the F# diminished chord over an A minor chord, creates an A minor 6 chord. In fact, the F♯7♯5 chord on the sixth degree is an inversion of the A minor 6 chord. So all of these arpeggios can be played over the tonic chord. another great way to outline the melodic minor scale is to play in minor major 7 or a minor major 9 arpeggio of the tonic chord. You could play these shapes. Or the minor major 9 variation, like this. Now we know how to play the melodic minor scale and arpeggio shapes, it's time to learn how to use all this. Now first of all, you must understand that the melodic minor scale is almost never used during the whole piece of music. Instead, it's much more utilized as a temporary flavor over a certain chord or chord progression. Still, you can go frenzy with a vamp using only the melodic minor scale if you want to practice the shapes, or just shred until you drop. A good musical example is to play the melodic minor scale over a minor 4 chord in a major progression. Now, the minor 4 chord in a major progression is widely used and a trademark of the Beatles. A progression with a minor 4th degree would look like this: E major 7, A major 7, E major 7, and then an A minor major 7. Now over the E major 7 and A major 7 chord, we'll just use the E major scale, resulting in a Lydian mode over the A major 7 chord. Now when the A minor major 7 chord kicks in, the minor 4th degree in E major, we'll switch to the melodic minor scale because the A minor major 7 chord is the tonic chord of the A melodic minor scale. And this is how it sounds. Now another application would be over a 2-5-1 in a minor key, but we'll see that later when we've looked at the modes of the melodic minor scale. Now I mentioned before that the melodic minor scale, its intervals, its chords and its derived modes is a family, just like the major scale and the harmonic minor scale, for instance. Now the modes of the melodic minor scale are most used over a specific chord. Some of these modes are more used than others. Anyway, the modes of the melodic minor scale are as follows. Of course, the melodic minor scale, then the Dorian flat 2 or Phrygian sharp 6 mode, then the Lydian augmented, then the Lydian dominant Mixolydian sharp 4 or overtone scale, 3 names for the same thing, then the Mixolydian flat 6 mode, the Aeolian flat 5 or Locrian sharp 2 mode, the altered scale or super Locrian mode. Now the melodic minor scale can be used over a minor major 7 chord and a minor 6 chord. Dorian's sharp flat 2 mode is used, for instance, over a flat 9 suspended 4 chord. The augmented scale is typically used over a major 7 sharp 5 chord. The dominant scale is often used over dominant 7 chords, and in particular over the dominant 7 sharp 11 chords. It's a frequently used mode. Now the Mixolydian flat 6 mode is applied over dominant flat 13 chords. The Aeolian flat 5 mode is used over minor 7 flat 5 chords. The altered scale, or super Locrian mode, is frequently used over altered chords. Those are dominant chords with an altered 5th, altered 9th, or both. This is a very popular application, by the way. Now that we are a bit familiarized with the modes of the melodic minor scale, we can put this all to practice over the 2-5-1 in the main minor key. Now, over every chord in this minor 2-5-1 progression, we can play a melodic minor scale by making use of the modes of this scale. And that's a very interesting concept. First, let's explore the minor 2-5-1 in the key of A minor. A 2-5-1 in this key looks like this. B minor 7 flat 5, an E altered chord and an A minor major 7 chord. Now over the 2 chord, the B half diminished chord, we can play the melodic minor scale of the minor 3rd degree. So we play a D melodic minor scale over a B minor 7 flat 5 chord. And if we do so, we are actually playing the 6th mode of the melodic minor scale, namely the B Aeolian flat 5. Now over the altered chord, we can play the melodic minor scale of the minor 2nd degree, creating an altered scale. So we are playing the E altered scale by using the F melodic minor scale over the E altered chord. E is the 7th note in the F melodic minor scale, and this is the 7th mode of the melodic minor scale. Obviously, we will play an A melodic minor scale over the A minor major 7 chord. Now, this is what it sounds like in a simple conceptual improvisation. Pay attention to the leading tones that emphasize the transition between the modes and chords. A couple of well-known songs use the melodic minor scale, so it might be a good idea to listen to these songs. Now, one of the most well-known songs is Yesterday by the Beatles. Now, McCartney uses a D melodic minor scale over the 2-5-1 in D minor in the first phrase. In bar 6 of Autumn Leaves, the melody is written in an E melodic minor scale over the B7 and E minor chord. The notes C and D are raised to C sharp and D sharp. Now, this is a good example of the way the scale can be used for a short time to create a temporary change of color. Now, many other songs utilize the melodic minor scale. Now, do you know of more songs that use the melodic minor scale? Please put them in the comments. With all this said about the melodic minor scale, I guess you have a reasonable understanding of this particular sound in minor scale. And we've seen it has its own specific character and it's quite versatile. You can use it in practically any style. But for progressive rock, fusion and of course jazz, this is a great musical asset that will enhance your playing for the better. Now I hope it was crystal clear for you and you can start to incorporate this skill in your daily playing. If you have any questions or you want support in PDF or audio files, please consider to be my Patreon at patreon.com/QJamTracks. So greets from the Netherlands and I hope we will meet again. Bye!